Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up. Raise it up. Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. 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 Raise it up.
5, 4, 3, 2.
That was a good one. Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. My name is Wyann Vaughn. I also go by Y, and this is another incredible episode of Raise It Up Y, the podcast. We are coming at you the final Thursday in February 2026. Woo, 13 times 2. In an episode called Pack Light. Pack Light. Ooh, ooh. Let me tell you something. We're going to get into this. The Pack Light portion will be the WWW, Wyann's words of wisdom at the end of the episode. If you want to understand where I'm catching all of this from, what this episode's type of time is on, please be sure to stick around for that at the end, because these topics have been coming up all over this month and all over the top of this year. Breaking the fourth wall as we are recording. This is the year of the fire horse. I may or may not have delayed taping to ensure that we were going to give new 2026 energy to the pod. I am done shedding. Thank you for what you have taught me, year of the snake. Deuces. Kick effing rocks, please, with open toe shoes on. All right, kitty heels even, right? I'm ready for the new, and the new is now. Period and point blank. And we're going to show you how to walk into this new era of light, of brilliance, of fire and horse. Hopefully, all the other donkeys out there that got horseback like me can feel me on this one. It's a joke. It's good. I did that to see how long it would take Onette to see that. Okay, if you're rocking with me, you are rocking with the best, number one in the West. 13 Presents brings you all of this stuff. My team, Onette_Ashe, is right behind that particular camera. Cup of Sue, what it do is just chilling in the city, getting better. We're praying that you feel better and feel well, mama. If you didn't know, Raise It Up Y is where OGs kick game to real ones only. And when we say we raise it up, we raise up your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love, which is knowledge. We do that using non-corny positivity from hip-hop's beautiful culture, starting in the West, going to the world. It is what it is. Talk to me nicely if you talk to me ever or at all. If you are a supporter of this podcast, you are a part of Love Culture. But let's just check and see if you're a part of Love Culture. Love Culture entails 3 things. 1, you root yourself by listening to this podcast. This is kind of the common ground, the common denominator that we all have some shared knowledge about. If this were a class, this would be the reading course booklet so that we know we're all talking the same language. For all my therapists out there and people working in the mental health world's capacity, this is the DSM-4 for Love Culture. I lied. DSM-5. It actually has been revised. I had the 4TR and now it's been revised. So that's number 1. You root yourself by listening to this podcast. That's number 1 for being a part of Love Culture. Number 2, and the most popular one, you do good for no good reason. Okay? You're doing good for no good reason. That's the way we get down on and off the World Wide Web. And number 3, you treat all red-blooded humans with love and respect. You don't have to herald your otherism when you are in Love Culture. There is no xenophobia here, all right? We don't put people out because of the fact that they happen to look, love, or be different than us, all right? We're all different, you understand me? And attaching yourself, rather aligning yourself with, living with that vibration of love and respect is a surefire way, all puns intended with the Fire Horse year. It's a surefire way to make sure that you are rocking with the best in the West. Your girl Y and everybody that's affiliated with me. Thank you for all of the folks watching on YouTube, for your non-refundable time and energy there, or wherever this podcast ends up, or the show of this podcast rather ends up, as we, explore bigger and better and more beautiful things. This is a year of expansion. When you grow, you expand, baby. So things change, and that change is okay. 100 pennies looks different than one single dollar bill, but the value. Oh, Love's Cousins is back. Oh, I got you. Okay, now we're going to get into the episode. Thank you for your non-refundable time and energy, whether you are an onlooker of this podcast and its show, or you are listening anywhere podcasts can be consumed. We are so thankful for your time, for your energy, and for the fact that you trust us with what goes in to your programming. All humans are programmable by design. It is not a design flaw. It is a design privilege that we can all tune ourselves to what is well. Or you can decide not to attune yourself to anything and go flat or go low. But I'm a person that kind of keeps it high, hence the name Raise It Up Why, not Down Why. Hello. We have 2 segments of Raise 'em Up Why, which we are going to continue on talking about Love's Cousins. If you don't know what that means, go back to the 92nd episode, the first episode of 2026. And we kind of talked about what the year is going to look like. And the second segment of today is going to be a high why that my homeboy Seige Monstracity didn't know he was going to be a part of. So much love to my boy Seige. And when we get to that part, I'll shout him out again as well. Let's go get into some grounding. Some of you know I'm a trained therapist, non-traditionally practicing. And what I do is I use my knowledge from therapy as well as psychoeducation, as well as entertainment skills, making me efficiently therapeutic edutainer. I had to say that slowly so anybody listening can absorb these words as they're coming. A therapeutic edutainer, which is a mouthful. But one of the ways that I implement some of my, as I sock things, I rock 'em, sock 'em with this big ass ring. One of the ways I implement the therapeutic side in this podcast episodically is by implementing at the beginning of this grounding. Grounding is separating the type of time you was on before you got here to what we on now, just to make sure that you're in a position to absorb messaging, that you can learn, where we are and how we're doing. So I say it like a poem, entertainer in me. Take a moment. Yeah, be here with me. Hear my voice. Bring your awareness down and feel your feet. Scan your body upwards all the way until you touch your nose. After wiggling your toes. And you're just doing those little movements and mental exercises to remind yourself that you're here, presently here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Do that again in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Take a moment. Own this. This is a miracle. It's called life. That you are breathing and winning just by living this life, just by spending this time with my voice right now. You are investing in your betterment, and I'd like you to sit with that and feel proud. Feel proud of yourself, huh? And let's go up. As promised, first segment, Raise 'em Up, is going to be for the rest of 2026, forever and always, one of Love's Cousins. What I mean by that is we are looking at aspects that aren't love that make love work. These are relational friends. These are relational sides to the main dish called love that complete the meal. In episode 92, we talked about value. and values being the common denominators that help people recognize in secure relating whether they are compatible or not. And if you are compatible with another because values align and overlap and you can gel with where somebody is going, securely you keep the relationship cracking and you go forward. If right at the beginning you assess your values are different than the person you think you loving on's values, there's an incompatibility there. Any further movement with the person at that point is an attachment. And it's an insecure attachment at that. Insecure attachment looks like anxiety, it looks like fearful avoidance, or it looks like straight up dismissive avoidance. Those are episodes that we touched on last year. Oh, snap. And I can't see which episodes. I'm looking at Onet for verification. I know we touched on it. I know we did. But I can't just easily say which episodes. She can look it up. And of course, we always have the OG, shouts out to JF Musics, ASAP Heidi Preeb on YouTube, who looks at a lot of attachment wounding in different styles and very well discusses a lot of this content, like one of our masterminds at urban_counselor, or even one of Love Culture's very favorite TikTok extraordinaire as well as YouTube extraordinaire, Dr. Zeb at Zeb the Third, 3RD at ZEBTHE 3RD on all platforms. All of these professionals and researchers talk about attachment theory. If you are unaware, you can you cannot decide, you can discover really which ones of these you are defined as, described as, and things of that nature. When we are in this thing called, I'm over here, I'm realizing, am I, what is this? I felt like something was off right here. It's good. She's a silly woman because now she just made it ungood. If you're looking at YouTube, this makes all the sense in the world. If you are listening, just keep on listening. Don't even, big wheels keep on churning. So compatibility is when values align. So values is the first one of love's cousins, metaphorically, that we looked at on the podcast this year. Today, we are looking at love's big cousin. All my Crips is happy. This, excuse me? No, one of love's big cousins, big relatives. Accountability. Accountability now feels like when I would teach math. I taught math for almost 10 years for Los Angeles Unified School District. And whenever I would get to like fractions, the whole morale of the class would just go, wow. Like everyone would be like, man, fuck you. You know, I'm like, I didn't do it, bro. It's fractions' fault. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. When you're in a love conversation, when you're talking to people and with people about things like love, things like relationships, and things like communication, and, having real partnerships with people that you might call friends, coworkers, anything of the sort. The second we start talking about accountability, my guy, it gets quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way certain people, you ever want to know if you're dealing with a person who is a bona fide complainer? As they're complaining, ask them, what do they think solution looks like? And if they are a bona fide complainer whose get off is, I just want to be here to trauma dump and pod. I'm a podcaster, y'all. So I'm very keen to when people in my sphere, in my world, just want to talk. They don't want to converse. They don't want your input. They don't invest mutual time or energy into a conversation. These motherfuckers will just give take after take after take. And before you know it, it's been 30 minutes and you're like, so do you need a fucking camera and like a kit from Best Buy right now? Because we're clearly not having a conversation. I haven't contributed to this in about the last 20 minutes. So like, what do you want to do? Right? So for people like that, and that's a whole different one at 111. There's a whole communication barrier there that we can look at as another one of love's cousins. Accountability is one of those topics that when you bring it up, people's buttholes get tight. Thanks. I need to see Onet's face when I say some of this stuff. She'd be like, didn't know she didn't see the culture taking it there. Okay. But it's true. It is dead ass true. So if you looked up the word accountability with Google, you would just find the word responsibility. That's the synonym. However, relationally, responsibility and accountability look like two separate things. And let me explain. Imagine if you want to take notes, anybody that's looking to better themselves or really learn about this, get yourself a piece of paper, fold it. There's a line down the middle now. Open your piece of paper. At the top, on one side of that folded margin you created, write the word accountability. You can do that on the left, and then on the right, put responsibility. Because while the definition of accountability is to take account for, and then the synonym is responsibility, when put in relational standpoint, these things are different. And I'm going to give you a couple things to help you recognize how they are different. So I'm going to say it first in like a paragraph form, and then I'm going to help you complete this little table that you just created with the paper. Yes, I'm stalling to give you time to do it, nigga. Go do it. Get the fucking piece of paper. What are we doing? Like, I'm an educator, bro. What do you want me to do? Like, I get it. Okay, if you're driving, like, chill. Like, get it. Don't worry about it. However, if you are a person who is listening to this pod in real life and holding yourself accountable, get the piece of paper. Fold it. If you have the notes app out on your phone, I'm fine with that too. Make a big, bold statement for accountability. Give yourself some bullet points. I'll tell you how many, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points under accountability, and then put responsibility and give yourself 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points under that. But the difference between people who talk the game and walk the game is when you see you're about to be educated, you assume a learner's position. Every leader I know, musically, in scholarship, anywhere, when they recognize they're about to be taught something, they get ready to take notes. It is a trait of a mind that is always on expansion mode. Those are the people that I pray that you always have leading you. However, again, I'm giving you time to stall. Okay. Responsibility refers to the duty or task an individual is assigned to complete. It's often task focused, and it could be shareable amongst a team. Accountability is the obligation. Look at the wording, how it starts to change. The obligation to own outcomes, success or failure, and accept consequences. Typically held by one person, cannot be delegated. So, while responsibility is about doing the work, accountability is about answering for it. While responsibility is about doing the work, accountability is about answering for it. Some of y'all know that Fakes Without Works is dead. Some of my Christian loves, holler if you hear hootie hoo. I love y'all too. However, y'all will amen me to death. Y'all will go to church to death with me. And when it comes down to doing the work that you talk about on Sunday, every week there's an excuse. Every week. An excuse to get out of bed on time like you wanted to. An excuse to go to the gym like you said you wanted to. An excuse to write a part of the book that you wanted to do. An excuse, bro. You're not completing the task. That's your responsibility. So when God says, hey, what did you get done? And you say, well, what had happened was, Meow. That's what Cookie always say. So it's answering for the work of the responsibilities you were assigned is accountability. And some of us are taking big L's, rest in peace about that. Okay. Hey, for all of my people who took themselves seriously enough to either get that sheet of paper, fold it down the center, and write accountability on one side of the top and responsibility on the other side. Or if you got your notes on your phone out, let me help y'all out, because you're officially not a talker. You are a walker. You are not a podcaster. You're a converser. You're somebody that went from being theoretical to practical. Do you put boots to the pavement? If you have your paper and pen ready, or your thumbs right over your notes app ready, this is for you. This whole year is for you, respectfully. 4 bullet points under accountability. 1, accountability. I want you to write the duty to ensure a task is completed. The duty to ensure a task is completed. That's bullet point 1. Bullet point 2. Assigned to just one person. Assigned to just one person. Bullet point 3. Results focused. Results, you could put a little hyphen, focused. And number 4, accountability cannot be delegated. You can write cannot be delegated. All 4 bullet points again as you're finishing up. 1, the duty to ensure a task is completed. Accountability is 2. Second bullet point, assigned to just one person. Accountability is 3, results focused. And 4, cannot be delegated. I'm sorry, it sounds like I put a C in there. It's delegated. Cannot be delegated. For all of my folks wondering why this portion of the pod is taking so long, because I am a professional teacher, educator, and professor. Been doing it over 20 years, and people hear 1/3 of what you say. So when I'm in teacher mode, I repeat things 3 times. So respect the game. If this is too slow for you, bounce. Respectfully. Responsibility, 4, count them, 4 bullet points. If you are one of my note takers that has a sheet of paper, make sure that the bullet points for accountability and responsibility read right across, so you can see how they kind of relate to one another. They mirror one another in their and how they're being talked about. If you're on the notes app, don't worry about it. Just put these 4 down right underneath it. Responsibility number 1, bullet point, the obligation to complete a task. The obligation to complete a task. Number 2, can be shared amongst a team. Responsibility can be shared amongst a team. 3, task-focused. Responsibility is task-focused. And number 4, responsibility can be delegated. It can be delegated. All 4 of responsibilities bullet points once again. 1, the obligation to complete a task. Number 2, can be shared amongst a team. Number 3, responsibility is task focused. And 4, it can be delegated. Let me read that last sentence in that paragraph again. While responsibility is about doing the work, accountability is about answering for it. What does this look like in relationship? If you're doing the work, becoming a better person, let's say you're going to therapy. When you get back in relationship with the person that you've been lying to previously, trauma dumping. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. But no, if you are now in a position to to get back in relationship, or you're starting a new relationship, what does it matter? You know what I'm saying? But you've been doing the work. You've been going to therapy. You've been journaling. You've been going to the gym. You've been getting yourself together. You've been hyper focusing on self. You've been centering yourself. You've been differentiating. You've been doing the work. When you get into a relationship and you pick up old habits and you're duplicitous, and now you're lying again, and now you're backsliding on things that you said you would do, and you're self-abandoning, I don't give a fuck if you still go to therapy the next week and you're still doing the work. You aren't owning that, all while you're propagandizing, all while you're performing, looking like a good person. You're actually dropping the fucking ball a lot, because now you got to answer for the results of what you're doing. Yes, you've been going to the gym. Yes, you've been doing all the things that your physical therapist, like your trainer, has been asking you to do. And you've also been going home and taking down Coca-Colas. You're going home and you're choosing Fat Burger West. You're choosing Fat Burger and In-N-Out over a hummus dip from Trader Joe's and some sweet peppers. I'm not saying that In-N-Out is supposed to replace I'm not saying that hummus and sweet peppers are supposed to replace the genuine goodness of the juicy burger. Maybe someone's hungry. Who knows? I don't know. Onette doesn't know. My point is, you can give yourself a few passes if you've been going hard in the gym. And I'm talking about Michael Phelps swimming hard, like burning 12,000 calories 1,200 calories in a workout hard. I can see you going for a 600 caloric meal with some, high protein situation or whatever. But for most of us, we're burning about 300 to 600 maybe calories in a long walk, in a workout, in a sauna hit, in whatever we're doing. And then we're coming home and saying, well, I went to the gym, so I'm still allowed to go eat the fat burger or go eat the spread please burger. Shout out to spread please, because I will generally always eat a spread please burger. However, whatever type of burger and fries we think we're going to have, that's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. You can do the work, but answering for the results has to come into play, because when you step on that scale and you've been in the gym for 2 months and you've gained 3 pounds and your objective was to lose 15, it's a weird vibe now. It's a weird vibe, and not because anybody did anything completely wrong with you or to you, but you have to own that something you're doing isn't working. What you're doing, you can explore. You can talk to a dietitian. You can talk to friends who've lost weight. You can talk to people around you. You can consult, certain content creators that help out with things like this. However, what you have to admit to yourself, what you have to own, the ownership of your either success or failure, you're now having to say, all right, bro, something isn't working because my goal is over there and I'm all the way the fuck over here. What happens next? I can tell you the first thing, not doing the exact same shit you're already doing. Because the lack of accountability that happens in relationship is when people want new results without changing a fuck of what they're doing. Not a thing. I don't want to have to learn any new vocabulary for the people that I talk around or about. I don't want to have to become more educated about certain topics when I'm in public so that I don't sound like a buffoon when I have a mic in front of my face. I don't want to grow with the times. I don't want to expand. I don't want to learn. But I do want that new relationship. But I do want that car. Or I do want that money that puts me in this position. You got some decisions to make, kid. Respectfully. You have some decisions to make. And like we talked about in that chart, accountability can't be delegated. It's you. Shouts out to Andre Mego, always quoting someone beautiful like Marianne Williamson. There's only ever one person in the room, and it's you. When you're not reaching your goals, that's a conversation with you. When every relationship has some weird fucked demise, we have to start getting in that mirror. We have to start talking to you. We have to start talking to you, with you, deeply, right? And whatever that looks like, we get into it. I'm bringing all this in Love Culture's conversation where this pod is concerned because some of us who have been a part of Love Culture for a while now, we know that a lot of people will throw around the "I love you." What J Rock say in his album Redemption. So many niggas be wishing they was you, bro. Same niggas that hit you with that "I love you, bro." But he talking about they'll stab you in your back. They'll be the first ones you go to jail fucking your bitch the moment you're in. You get me? They be wishing they was you. I love you. Yeah, I know. Love, huh? In Love Culture, we've had a lot of folks come in and around and throwing the love word around. And I get it. It feels good to love. Love is close to God. It's beautiful, right? This particular cousin, where love is concerned, accountability is now going to add extra standards to what we're talking about when we say, yeah, you're a part of Love Culture because you watch the pod and you root yourself with it. Yeah, you are a part of doing good for no good reason, prayerfully, when you're not in Love Culture, when you're out in your world, wherever you are, whether it's Messy Boots in Kentucky, whether it's Cam in North Carolina, Young Flying Flashy in Raleigh, I don't care where you guys are, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, hopefully you're doing good for no good reason when we don't see it, because that's called good character, right? Good character is doing good when nobody else sees it. It's just doing good because it's good, right? And I would pray that we all have great character as loves in Love Culture. However, there are some and have been some performance-based loves within the culture. And I'm telling each of you, you all have permission to hold up a mirror. If they call themselves love, if you know anybody on the World Wide Web or in real life, because they watch this pod or because they know Wyann Vaughn, hit them with the accountability check. Hold a mirror up to certain people's faces and say, hey, this is what I see you doing, but this is what I think I've heard you say you want to be doing. Should we talk about this discrepancy? And if people shun you for it, if people look at you like you're a demon because you held a mirror up for them in love, respectfully, you might claim Love Culture, but I'm telling you, as Mama Love, as at Mitson Okada calls me, Love Culture don't claim you. Can we call a spade a spade? It's like that, and that's the way it is. You can claim Love Culture all you want, but this hood don't claim you back. Respectfully. There has to be a standard. Every viable, every respectable space for anything has a certain standard. You got NBA players that are held to a certain standard, different from NFL players. They are held to a different standard. You got, I'm at USC. I got those beautiful babies who are future WNBA players, my Kennedy Smiths, my Juju Watkins, and all these different people. You have these people who are held to a certain standard while they're at USC. And when they get to the WNBA, they're going to be held to a different standard. Okay? Because where you go, what does my homeboy Peter Seige say? He's not my homeboy yet because I know him, but he's my homeboy because he's my mentor via TED Talks. Environment trumps will. I don't care what you're willing to do. I don't care what you care to do. The road to hell is paved with good intent. Yeah, you can intend well all day until it's well in result accountability. It's not well. So if you don't know the standard of love that I'm repping for all of 2026 and beyond, been repping it. I just didn't know I needed to say it. And that's good for me. This is a learning process for myself as well. I'm expanding as well. R.L. James from our Down Under Love should be like, I'm expanding, right? And we are. And we are. Any of us that have duplicity in our back pocket, we show up to love cultures and love lounges live and online, and we talk a good one in a light work. And if you're confused about any of these spaces, these are all spaces that I host where all of love culture is able to convene and have real talks and be definitely deep, not surface level with one another. If the only time you're doing good or being good is when I can see you, please let me just keep the moment of silence so you can just fill in with the blank what you think I'm going to think right there. But what I can tell you is, if your love doesn't come with not only responsibility for the tasks you complete, that you say you'll complete, that love culture says you complete, and if you are not also holding yourself accountable, and if you don't hold yourself accountable, allowing us within love culture to hold you accountable, if that's not you, if you switch up, it's going to be tough for us to claim you in real life. I'm saying that looking dead into these cameras too. If you're listening only, I'm looking into these cameras because this is not a warning shot. This is the real fucking deal. And I say that because I have celebrities that are in love culture who love a lot of the folks in love culture who will give freely to people in my world. And if you're a finesser, help yourself now and move. Don't try to play the game. The game will play you hard. I'm the game, respectfully. And that's because even as an educator, one of my first jobs is not to teach. My first job is to make sure my environment is safe so that my students can learn. Before I disseminate any information, the first job of an educator is to make sure that the environment is safe. What does it matter? I'm giving the best fucking professional professing of my life and there's an active shooter on campus. What would it matter? No. I know we got to run, but watch this, y'all. You have never heard me break this down like this. Imagine. No fucking way. So I ran a little long on this one, but that's because I'm not fucking around. Everybody in love culture, learn it now and learn it no sooner. If you are rocking with the best from the West, which is love culture, and it is this podcast at Raise It Up Y on all platforms, know now, accountability is one of love's cousins or buzzins, depending upon where you know, the relative or the cousin of love. Accountability, if it's not a part of your vocabulary, you are not a part of ours. And I'm not mincing my words, and there's no two ways about that. As we continue to go on, Hi Why is the portion of the pod where loves come and ask questions that I answer here for safekeeping so that they have it always to go back to and towards. This is not a question that was asked to me. This is a particular topic that I wanted to bring up. I know February is Black History Month and Black Heritage Month, and it's Love Month, amongst other things. Do I still have a lipstick on? Mm-hmm. I think I'm cute. Nah. How's my hair though? Whoop and wham. Here the vibe is Seige Monstracity at just say in the phone Seige and Monstracity, that spell it like that. I say that, whoa, I got way too close on that. Okay, boom. He put up a post. My homeboy Seige put up a post. And particularly in this post, he put up one of his original songs, and he knows which one it is because I've yanked that that audio and I've put it behind some of my reels on Instagram as well. But he has a song says, "You make me wanna love you for life. Love you for the rest of my life. Love you like I'm loving you twice. That's why you're the only love of my life. You make me wanna love you for life. Love you for the rest of my life. Love you like I'm loving you twice. That's why you're the only love of my life. Yeah. Ooh. It keeps going. It's so beautiful. He's posted the song with himself in it, and then he posted it behind this particular post, and then I yanked it. I'm like, look, I was waiting for you to drop it. I'll pay money for it. You didn't. So I'm just stealing it respectfully, and I'm putting more shine on you, even in this podcast. Can't wait for you to drop that, Seige. I love you. And the next 13 that comes up, which is a Friday the 13th, will be Seige's birthday. He's from Detroit, which is the 313 area code, and his birthday is 313, March 13. So him, Maya, Batra, and a couple of y'all share a birthday that day. So fellow 13er. He writes, everybody I've talked to lately about relationships, including myself, is in this single at peace space. Not lonely, but not trying to give up on this space of peace. What is going on to where everybody is on this type of time? And Seige, this is no indictment. This is not me back and forthing with you. I love you. I respect how you believe and think. And I just wanted to answer the question that you observed. One, because I wrote you a diatribe in your comments that a few people have liked since then. So it put it back in my algorithm very recently. And then also, I just wanted to expound on it by this being Love Month in the year, and by the fact that we're talking about accountability as Love's cousin today. Peace and capacity are two separate topics. And this is what I write to my boy Seige. A lot of folks have peace, so they say, but very few folks our age have capacity. For instance, a lot of guys our age, Seige and I are about the same age, a lot of guys I'm encountering have peace so long as they're alone. So when they encounter me for dating, all they have capacity for is my pussy. Not me. Not my unique experiences, my quirks, my ideas. Nothing. I have both peace in my life and the capacity to hold space for another's experience, which men love, but they rarely choose. So I just be out here floating like a butterfly until I meet another peaceful floater who has enough commitment online to rock with both our flight patterns, for better or less than that. You make me want to love you for life. Love you for the rest of my life. Love you like I'm loving you twice even. And I'll even add to that, we're not just dealing with capacity. Capacity is like one of the things that we're dealing with when I think of Seige's observation of people our age in our late 30s to mid 40s, single and at peace. The other thing we're dealing with is privilege. We're dealing with the privilege of being old enough to know better and young enough not to need community yet. The definition of aging is a loss of independence. And if you play the game right, you will get old. I'll say that again. If you play the game right, you will be 79, 88. And some of you have heard me talk about this podcast also seeks to serve a very deeply human need about belongingness and helping humans have a sense of belongingness and connection that is essential to the evolution of man over history, decades, time. And what happens is, as Dr. Vivek Murthy's research talks about in his book Together, talking about belongingness in a lonely world, a worldwide epidemic of loneliness, that is. What he talks about is loneliness looks different amongst different demographics. Specifically, older people call their doctors way more often because it's the only human contact in some of their cases that they've had for the day. Their kids are gone, may not speak with them. Their spouse may have passed away or they never married. I'll even take it a step further and say, yeah, do I want to go here? In some cases, guys our age don't want to take on a woman because they are their mom's nigga. Their single moms are relying on them for the things they never sought to do when they were in their 30s and 40s, like find a partner, like have partnership, build community. I'm not saying that everybody got to end in a relationship if that's never been your desire, but like a community of people that'll hold you down and hold you up as you get up in age and you experience aging, which is by definition a loss of independence. The definition of aging is a loss of independence. So if you age and get old, which is the goal, you will lose your independence. So the quote unquote peace and the quote unquote, I got it, I got it out the mud. I'm here. I'm doing me, blah, 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 that you're experiencing in your 30s and 40s. That shit will catch up with you in the next 4 decades if you do life right. You will need people. Period. You will be calling your doctors and your physical therapists and your other people in your health community to keep you alive. And you will go home and watch The Price is Right, hosted by Ryan Seacrest at that point. Who knows the fuck? Like, the idea is you will be either lonely or heavily relying on your kids to the point where they don't feel they can take on a partner because all they're doing is keeping you alive. I don't know. This is something that people in 2-parent households, older than us, higher socioeconomic strata, immigrants, people who come to this country who don't natively live here, so they have different and more traditional outlooks on some of this stuff. They don't deal with this. This is very American. This is very American. We will need people. And I know we like to think we don't, but nigga, you're not Tupac. And people, only God could judge me. It's just me in these streets. No, it's not. Because when you get horny, you look for someone. The problem is you don't see someone. You see what you can gain from them. You're a user and you got to hold yourself accountable for how you're not seeing people. Mind you, this is not me talking to my homeboy Seige Monstracity. This is me now broadening this point. I know everybody doesn't have comprehension skills on the same levels. So I'm making sure you differentiate. Big word. Start differentiating the catalyst for this conversation with the point of the conversation. One was inspired by the other, but not directly correlated. We sometimes don't seek out relationship in our 30s and 40s because we think we'll always be young. The same reason some people don't mature in their 20s because they feel like they are going to be young forever. You guys have heard me talk about the creepy old uncle syndrome, when the 34-year-old is over there trying to talk. And you guys know I work with students, and I've worked with students for the last 2.5 decades of my life. Little fresh little crop of pretty little 19-year-olds. I'm thinking of South Africa. Remember? You got these little 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds in these community colleges or at places like USC or whatever. And God forbid if somebody, some of these rappers, you might be a millionaire, but all she see is, wait, Miss Wyatt, ain't this your homeboy? This old dude, this old guy is in my DMs. They don't see your ice. They don't see you as the hot popping nigga. You still see you like that because you haven't updated your system, right? You still look in the mirror and see you when you was popping at 106 in Park. That just aged most of us that are listening here, right? The idea is when you fail to update the system, you will think you are popping when you are not in. Respectfully, huh? And I just say that to say I'm coming off that accountability talk and the raise them up here in the end of this high why. Hold yourself accountable for how you do the rest of this thing called life. Your life is your responsibility. You are accountable, the only person accountable for how successfully you end up in your older age, how successfully you have community as you age, right? And we can talk about why those things are, what that looks like later, but I just wanted to end this high why address the peace you feel alone at 41, imagine, can become the regret at 82. Just saying, please love yourself for life by starting here and now for where you'll be there and later. And let's get into some Wyann's words of wisdom. The episode is called Pack Light. Ooh, that was sharp at the end. Ooh, ooh. Pack Light is a double entendre. As we go forward, and I wanted to say another word that was an F. Onward and upward. That's what I was looking for. It wasn't the word forward at all. As we go onward and upward, podcast is called Raise It Up Why. The Wyann's words of wisdom for episode 93 is pack light. That's a double entendre. I'm going to need you to pack only the essentials, and I'm going to need you to stay aligned with where the light, where the energy of truth, love, vibrancy is. So when I say pack light, I am discussing that you, my love, listening to this podcast, requirement is that you carry what needs to be taken. Because some of us are going forward in relationships with bags that we're not responsible for. Someone didn't ask our permission when they handed them to us. Sometimes those people might be our parents. Sometimes it might be the ways that we were raised. It could be our parents doing our best, and we were in an environment that happened to be later on we discovered it was a hood. And we have ideas about poverty. We have ideas about love because we had parents that weren't really happy, but they just stuck it out and stayed together. And now when we think about marriage, we think about two miserable niggas that just stay because they committed to stay. But there was no love. It was loveless. And now we think if we're going to go forward, we're going to look like them. That's a bag. You're carrying baggage. If you've been holding on to the idea, oh, for love to work, it needs to look like fill in the blank. It'll only work if the person is fill in the blank. Sometimes those are messages that you've gotten from your environments that is pigeonholing you into a very small look of what love could be. And as a result, you are holding that heavy, very myopic bag. And you're trying to get on the plane, and unfortunately, this is Spirit Airlines. Hello? We don't want your carry-on. Hear me and hear me clearly. You got a personal item, ho. Do not bring that other. No, I've only flown Spirit once, and we almost fired our manager after that. Here's the thing. Take the essentials. Every bag you're holding, you didn't pay for. You didn't earn. Every bag that you're holding in your life, you might not have even chosen. But once the bag you recognize is in your hands, the only person who can put the bag down is you. You didn't cheat on your partner, your ex cheated on you, and now you got trust issues. That's something that happened in a past relationship that you're now holding. You didn't cheat, they did. The results of what they did is heavy, and you hold it everywhere you go. Healing is learning that you're holding that bag and deciding to put the shit down. Put the bags down, right? So pack light means take the essentials, all the extras, choose yourself and put them down. The second thing, while we go onward and upward in this year and in this life, be sure to pack with you brilliance. Where are your friends? Again, we talk about what about your friends pretty often on this podcast, because adult friendship is something that I don't see talked about enough. It's not talked about enough. Again, I'm not saying everybody got to end up married and coupled off and partnered up. What I am saying is, as you age, and if we do life right, we will age, you're going to need community. What about your friends? Where are they? What do they look like? Where do they frequent? Is everybody in your circle getting dropped off because you're not realizing that you might be the one of your friends that's not growing? Are you turning into the bitter, resentful, older, grumpy person that doesn't know how to stay in relationship with people because you are so fixed mindset you do not want to learn? I challenge that by saying pack light. Find the brightness. Find the sun in the sky types of friends and relationships. Where's that programming? Where's that content? What is keeping something buoyant, bright, joyous, luminous, colorful, energetic in your life? What podcasts? What books? What TV shows? Where are you going? Where are you frequenting? What activities do you do that help you stay light filled? I'm just saying, these types of tools in your toolkit or in your carry on while you're going on the onward and upward flight of your life, you're going to need the light, because life in and of itself will easily bring you the darkness. It will. Leave things alone, and time and maturity will allow it to there will be attrition. It will atrophy. There will be the capacity for a balloon to fall over time as it loses helium. Everything that goes up must come down. You know, there's a lot that says if you leave something alone long enough, it will what does the body do? Die. That's okay. It's a part of life. Don't fear your mortality. It's certain. Reconcile it, though, with while you're here, be sure you're living. While you're here, and there's so much darkness in the world, just turn on any app, any programmer, you'll find something that's devastating. How are you intentionally packing light? Between those two things, taking the essentials with you only and packing a little bit of sunshine. Think about the Cleo song. Sunshine, you make me feel alive. Hey. Little more, just a little more. I love that song. That song put a smile on my face. That's light. That's a little sunshine. There's certain, Onette, you open my phone and you see my niece and nephew hugging on the front. And then when you open the phone, you see my other nephew just running at you with the biggest smile on his face. That's my way of packing light. I just put little pockets of light and joy in everything that I do. We're about to get to the pay your dues, but Haroni arrangements. When I see these beautiful flowers because after you started Haroni arrangements, and with everything that was not beautiful and not light in my life last year, this month last year was the first time in my life I bought myself flowers. I'm not proud of that, but I hold myself accountable. Those are my results. And it wasn't the last.
Right.
I did it a lot more after that. But also I know every month I'm going to get some beautiful Haroni arrangements. You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful. But something about seeing it when it was happening on the pod, I said, why do I wait for work? You see what I'm saying? Like, to be able to appreciate beauty. Like, what part of the game in Wyann's world makes me wait till work to appreciate beauty? Nah, fuck that. And I got myself those. I don't know if you remember. I think I sent you a picture. Huh? Yeah, there's roses. I really enjoyed them. They weren't red. They were like a peach pink, something like that, because it was the year of pink and gold. They were so pretty. And I mean, just Trader Joe's. It ain't deep. It was not deep. It was just something that said, I tried for me. I didn't wait on somebody else. It was like my way of packing my own little light. You get me? So, I'm sorry, this turned into a whole, my bad. I'm doing a pod. This turned into a whole conversation with me and Onet. But the idea being, even the gold. This was my packing light as well. I'm sorry, I went right back to the conversation. I'm coming right back, pod. But the whole, damn, that's another. Let's just get to the pay your dues. Okay, yeah, pack light and pack light. Pack lightly, and then also pack little instances of sunshine, because another thing that was this bright brilliance in my world was, look at my nails. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Opa, you know, the doing my hair differently, not just always straight because it's easy. And I put my little gold. You see what I'm saying? Like, girl, okay. And before I get up and mother love and go, thank you. I did. It was hot and then it was cold. And then the rain came down. It was just such a rainy, like, if we had started earlier, all of that would have got on the tape. It was that loud. There was no like escaping it. It was no escaping it. And the rain was beating down. It was the year of the snake was going. It wasn't leaving without a fucking fight. That's what I see. The year of the snake was like, you bitch. Oh, look at what I did to my hair. Because I went. So pay your dues. Let's just talk about it. I love the do more than you knew. If you are on Looking Love, you can see my hair. How's she looking? She's a cute girl. And if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love the do. LOVETHEDOUX. And 15% pledge. 15% pledge on Insta allowed me to host their block party. I mean, it was so much effing fun. The Do is a wonderful hair company that was started by my cousins Maya and Brian Smith. It is Black owned, it is veteran owned, it is woman owned, it is married couple owned, love for hip hop owned, like in real life and not just for talk. Or what do you have? Is this Moose Def? I love how Moose Def does your hair, because it's lighter and like you the what is this, day 3? I always love your day 3. I always love your day 3 curls. On my hair particularly, I went back to my favorite line of the Do, because I'm a straight gangster. That's the way I play. But the gangster rap is a part of the press play thermal system, and it kind of like you can like roll your hair and do like the, what do you say, the little knots you can do, or you can do under the dryer ones. I can't see what that is called. Foam rollers and stuff like that or whatever. And then you dry it, and then like you can pick it out and you have like that perfect. So that takes too much time for me, respectfully. So I just put 4 big old plaits in here, whoop wop, right? And put the Gangster Wrapped It down. Put a little Just Glaze inside as well. After washing and conditioning with that line, that's my favorite conditioner and washer, the Fast Forward and the Press Play. Those are both my favorites. I said rewind and press rewind and fast forward. Those are what they're called. Press play is the whole damn thing. But to slick the bitch, okay? Every time I think I'm gonna do a nice little shout out to her, I try not to cuss, and it just. Anyways, in the Block Party line, which is now my second favorite line, I know it just came out. And maybe because there's a DJ Quick inside of it and a bunch of West Coast references like Stay Ready, which is right here on the table. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. This little nigga right here, him right here, the slick, like it's like a little hold right here, whatever. It is water-based though. So that's why I wouldn't have put that on if I straightened my hair all the way. But because it was just dried into those curls and these like crinkles, you see me? Thank you, everyone who's so into this. All my 80% some odd male listeners. This is doing so much for you right now. So anyways, I Love the Do, ILOVETHEDOUX is exactly what it sounds like. It's love for a hair care product that was made for everybody, but not by everybody. She said that day. I said, bitch, where's the mic? Drop it. I wanted to kick it out of her hand. She was so fly. But yeah, a makeshift do salon was popped up at the 15% pledge block party in sunny California a couple weekends ago at this point. And boy, was it a beautiful experience. DJ Head was out there. Tommy the Clown was out there. A bunch of different brands were out there. But we ran the block. And number 2 on the pay your dues list, OPA_collection. Opa is my homegirl P's jewelry space. And that's why I was already talking about the ways that I pack light from the Wyann's Words of Wisdom. The little, oops, that's not cute. I'm shedding. Damn it, Shoka lives on. Anyway, not my dog. But anyways, my sister's birthday, Wendy's birthday, I am Wendy with an I, had a birthday, and I wanted to get her something nice and cute, and these like Cartier inspired rings had just gotten in for her gold collection, and she was like, I want to gift this to Wendy, and I said, oh, okay, because Wendy hasn't met her yet and everything, and so this is my Opa hand now that's closest to camera B and everything. So, and we're not going to talk about how cute these nails. Diane, can you see, can they see the heart?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that not insane? Oh, yeah. That's so insane to me. I'm Diane at Pristine. They wasn't even in the shout out, but I just got to shout her out again because on the 13th, it was a Friday the 13th of February, I was holding a grown man's hand. Hold up, I can't even do it. That's what I get. Okay, and my nails looked amazing on that man. So I may or may not have pictorial evidence. We won't talk about it. But yeah, Opa Collection. Opa_collection on Instagram is a faith-based, woman-based, Latina-based space. Pristine is a Armenian woman-owned space. Like I walked into the block party representing all these entrepreneurial women, and later on at the beautiful dinner that was hosted by 15% Pledge. Shouts out to Aurora James at Aurora James on Instagram. The Duchess of Sussex, if I'm not mistaken, doggone Meghan Markle was there. Tina Knowles, Beyonce and Solange's mommy, was there. Kelly Rowland was there. Winnie Harlow, Hit Boy, Jay Shetty and his wife Emma Greed. Like, these are people that when you talk about packing light, I watched Jay Shetty's podcast like it's going out of style. I'm so attuned to any like positive programming, and everybody I'm saying all those people. MC Lyght was at my cousin's table with us. Like, we don't got to go deeper than just that. Our girl who was with us right here, black woman, works for Vogue and makes sure that hip hop gets represented in these Vogue magazines where they know Kelly Rowland's name and Method Man is standing next to her, but they didn't know Method Man to tag him. They were like, oh, Kelly Rowland and this wonderful actor, tall man. And my homegirl was like, that's Method Man. What are we doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, I was sitting next to some amazingly well influenced people, and there were a lot of folks at this particular 15% pledge block party in the day and the beautiful banquet that happened that night. And if anybody is feeling philanthropic, looking for something to help with, the 15% pledge on Instagram, 15% pledge on Instagram, go in their link in bio and you can decide to donate at any time. And I'm encouraging my following to go ahead and do that, because they are doing great work. They are doing good for no good reason at the 6-figure scale. I got to see several lady entrepreneurs earn 6-figure love badges. You see what I'm saying? Like how we do what we do. I was just like, this is what we're going to do when like monetarily, when we're at a level like that. Helping people at that magnitude is already in our repertoire. We do stuff like that already. So I'm just so thankful for representing the ladies like Opa, representing Pristine, representing Nobody Jones Boutique. You know, that's the dress I was wearing, that beautiful black dress I was wearing. It was a black owned boutique with my homegirl, man, Odessa, over at Shop LA Native. On my LA Native stuff, same woman, that nice dress, sort of a thing. So it's, I don't know. I felt I left there feeling so inspired, and it was a lot of light. That's why I was leaving the Wyann's Words of Wisdom. I wanted to get to these because everybody I'm shouting out this particular episode, including Hedoni Arrangements. You know, we talked about in the Wyann's Words of Wisdom how sometimes just getting a different perspective on space that I already inhabit. I take up this space. I'm saying going somewhere, like going onward and upward, like I'm going to a different place. Sometimes you can take for granted the beauty right in your own space, right? And you can pack light in ways that look like this with Hedoni Arrangements, Hedoni.arrangements on Instagram. Hedoni is spelled HARONI, period, arrangement spelled correctly on Instagram. Yeah, this is, I don't know, it's a really good episode. I feel well about it. So I'm just like going through it because it feels like a big conversation that I'm having with Love Culture. Number 4, Love Culture at Large. I'm always so thankful for all of you that are a part of this journey, that are packing light, of course. Complimentary light works are going to be happening once a month if you are a subscriber. It's so funny. I asked the subscribers, hey, you want to like complimentary once a month thing? Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. They said, but also invite everybody in Love Culture. I'm like, but you're the ones paying me monthly on subscriptions, whether it's on Instagram or whether it's on Patreon. And they're like, yeah, but have loves that aren't subscribers come too. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I was trying to like make a perk for them. They're like, yeah, we get that. But also invite people because they might need it too. I'm like, okay. So in this Love Culture space where I'm doing the pay your dues, I want to say This Is Moonchild has an album. By the time this pod comes out, the album will have been out for just a couple of days. But on 2/20, their album Waves, and it's called Waves because in the topics of the songs, they explore going through the waves of grief in the album. It's, I don't know if you've heard any of it, but they got rap, they got smoke, they got Robert Glasper, PJ Morton, Jill Scott. They have a whole bunch of folks already on the album. So Aston Turrentine's sister, she's on their album. I'm just so proud of her. I'm just like, wait, what? So good energy, man. And Amber Navrin, a bunch of you guys know, is like my orange blossom fucking, like, talk about packing light as a person. Amber is an example of packing light as a person. Dr. Janak, who I met through Amber, is an example of packing light as a person. Andre Mego, Onet Zeleke, Sam Antha J, Susie, these are all examples. Y'all are all examples for Wyann of packing light in love culture. In this particular pay your dues, this number 4, when I just big up love culture at large. And if you ever want to feel more connected to us or learn more about us, please at Raise It Up Y's, the 5th and final pay your dues at Raise It Up Y across all platforms. Very much active on Instagram, learning to be more active on other platforms like YouTube and TikTok. I said YouTube and TikTok, you know, that other one. But stop being a hater, why? Anyways, yeah. But especially on IG, and we also have a Patreon. So I think the Patreon is Wyann Vaughn. But it says host of Raise It Up Y on there. I just wanted to use my name in case I put up music stuff and things like that or whatever on there. But there's a lot of ways to connect with us. Thank y'all. This episode was fun. It was informative. It was kind of deep. So there'll be a lot of clips out of this episode. I put up damn near no clips out of the last episode. We'll get on top of that. My brain was exploding with everything that was going on. Y'all, thank you for spending your non-refundable time and energy. I always appreciate you. Y'all are the shiznit. If nobody has told you today, thank you for everything you do in love culture and out. And as always, stay real, y'all. I was about to do this. Stay real, y'all. Boom clap. The bow, 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 bow. Ready, yeah.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up.